Hi, this is Vic, and I want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, 1,000 thank yous for being willing to pass this life saving technology and information on to other men that may need it. Uh, as I said in first of all, what I'm going to cover in this particular presentation is how to navigate through the CyberKnife.com website and find a location if anywhere in the country, pretty much anywhere in the country. I'll show you how to navigate through the website and how to find a hospital that has a CyberKnife facility in it. But before I do that, I would like to go ahead and summarize again um, my story very quickly. Like I said in a previous recording that you may have already heard, in 2007, I was diagnosed. It was discovered that my PSA in my blood had gone up dramatically, and that was found as a result of my annual physical. My doctor referred me to a couple of specialists, and they both recommended surgery. I did not want to go through surgery because they told me that I had plenty of time because it was still early, and I searched the web for many, many weeks, and I found CyberKnife.com. And once I found CyberKnife.com, I discovered that there was a hospital only 20 miles away from where I live that had a CyberKnife facility in it. Now, other doctors had mentioned the CyberKnife facility, but they did not know what it could do. They didn't know how it worked. So therefore, I had it in my mind that I would make my final decision only after I spoke with the doctor that worked in the hospital that had the CyberKnife facility in it. Okay, now, if you are looking for a hospital that has a CyberKnife facility in it, first on the right hand side, I'm going to click on locations and then select a country, and I'm going to select USA, and I'm going to type in zip code, and I'll tell it to. And by default, you see 5 miles. It's gonna search 5 miles within 5 miles from that zip code. But I'll go ahead and click on search before I change it. Before I change the search diameter, it says no treatment centers are found in the database matching your search criteria. Okay, let's increase that from 5 miles to 50 miles. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, now we have 50 miles away from 06519. There's Precision CyberKnife of New York. And there's one also Stanford. I think that's Stanford, Connecticut. Yes, Stanford, Connecticut. So there's one in New York, there's one in Stanford, Connecticut. And looking at first at the top here, it says it's showing 1 to 3 of 4 results. So there's a total of 4 within 50 miles of 06519. There's one in Long Island as well. And if I click on next, it'll show us the next one. And there's the last one, CyberKnife Center at St. Francis in Hartford, Connecticut. So that's just one example of how to find a CyberKnife facility closest to you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on locations again. And I think that's going to, yes, that took us away from that search. I'm going to do another search, but first I'm going to again select the country, USA. I'm going to do another zip code. And I'll search within, let's go 75 miles. I'll click on search. Okay, Carolinas Medical Center Northeast. That is the very same hospital that treated me in 2007. And that is only 20 miles away from me. And there's also one of the things that I didn't point out in the previous search results. You can also visit the hospital's website. And now I'm going to increase from 75, I'm going to increase it to 150. And I'll click on search. And our results have increased because we're searching larger diameter. We're searching 150 miles away now instead of 50 miles away. Okay, Carolinas Medical Center Northeast is there as it should be. And there's Gibbs Cancer Center. That's in Greer, South Carolina. Now that reminds me, that's in Greer, South Carolina. And the fact that the South Carolina hospital showed up, that reminds me of my personal, this is just my opinion on how to effectively find a facility that's closest to you, regardless of, especially if you're close to another state like I am. If I did select, if I had selected a state and I said, and I had searched in, let's see, North Carolina, if I selected the state of North Carolina, then it would not have found that South Carolina hospital, which is very close to me. It would not have found that South Carolina hospital because I selected North Carolina right there. See, I selected North Carolina. So select the country and select the state, or enter in the zip code and put in how far you want to go from the zip code. So it's the state or put in the zip code. The issue with my preference is to put in the zip code and not select the state. Because if I select the state of North Carolina, then I would, by default, be eliminating anything that was in South Carolina. And I'm only 20 miles away from South Carolina, about 25 miles away from South Carolina border. And I don't want to eliminate the possibility of a border hospital showing up in my results. So my personal recommendation is to, if you're searching, no matter where you're located, no matter what state, if you're searching, the best way to find any hospital, no matter where it is, no matter what state it's in, is to type in your area code and select how far away you want it to search. It can go up to, wow, 500 miles. I thought the max was 250. But you can search up to 500 miles. Now, if I select 500 miles, and, well, first I'm going to unselect state. Okay, now I'm going to 500 miles from 28227, and I click on search. Remember, last time we had 8 results. Now we have 51 results. And let's see what states are covered here. There's Fayetteville, North Carolina. There's, once again, Greer, South Carolina. And we'll go to the next list, the next set. And again, there's North Carolina as well. Asheville, North Carolina. Bristol, Tennessee. Tennessee is there now. That's a new one. And let's see, there's Augusta, Georgia. Wow, okay. And Roanoke, Virginia. Wow, we've gone much further than anticipated. Charleston, South Carolina. So there's, as you can see, there's CyberKnife facilities all over the place. Greenville, North Carolina. Again, Greenville, North Carolina. Knoxville, Tennessee. Click on next. And remember, once again, I typed in my zip code of 28227, and I said select, I had it search up to 500 miles away. So we got many, many states showing up. There's Marietta, Georgia, Huntington, West Virginia. And we're just coming up to number 18 of 51 results. Chattanooga, Tennessee, Norfolk, Virginia, Brunswick, Georgia. So there's CyberKnife facilities all over the place, all up and down the East Coast. And once again, well, there's Brunswick, Georgia, Lexington, Kentucky, and let's see, there's Falls Church, Virginia. So because I told it to go 500 miles, first of all, let's look at the left side of this display, and we'll look at the map. The items that are showing on the map they correspond with the items that are on the right-hand side in the list. So when I navigate on the list, go to the previous set, then you're going to see another set of results on the left-hand side in the graphic on the map. So CyberKnife in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Well, there's one in Norfolk, Virginia. Let's see. Yes, I'll highlight Norfolk. There's Norfolk, Virginia right there. And my cursor right now is on the one in Norfolk, Virginia. And then there's one in Georgia, Southeast Georgia Health System, Parkwood Drive, Brunswick, Georgia. Then there's one in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And that's on 3rd Street in Chattanooga, okay? So as you can see, they're all over the place. And I'm going to go back to the previous set. And now I have one in West Virginia. There's another one in Georgia. A couple more in Georgia. There's Atlanta. And this one is, let's see, Savannah, Georgia, and Atlanta. And then there's one in West Virginia. And that's it. That's how you would find a CyberKnife facility. I won't go through all the different zip codes that you could type in, but I think I gave a sufficient demonstration of, depending upon wherever you are in the country, if you want to find one, just type in your zip code, tell it how far away you're willing to look. And thank you for watching. And please, please pass this information on to someone before they need it. If someone has this information, has this knowledge before they need it, they will know where to go to find a CyberKnife facility. And the main reason that I'm putting this information out is because in 2017, 10 years after I went through my CyberKnife treatment, in 2017, I met 2 men that doctors had recommended surgery for them because their PSA was high, and they had popped positive on a prostate cancer test. They tested positive for prostate cancer, and I hated to hear that. I can't believe it's almost like somebody. I think the information needs to be shared more readily within the medical community as far as the CyberKnife, what the CyberKnife can do for us men. It's like I said in my first video, it's a shame. It's unfortunate that I had prostate cancer, but it was truly a blessing to find a CyberKnife. Once again, I'll tell you, my treatment went like this. The doctor in the hospital, in the CyberKnife facility in the hospital, examined me, did some work to get a good idea of how strong the cancer was in my system, and he told me that he thought that the CyberKnife treatment was a good way for me to be treated. I could avoid surgery if I wanted to do that, and I obviously wanted to do that. And I drove to the treatment center and stayed completely dressed, and the CyberKnife robot rotated around me while I was dressed. And when they were done, about 45 minutes later, they said, "Okay, we're finished. You can go now." And I was like, "Wow, that's it?" And I got back up and I walked over to my car and drove to work as usual. My routine was very, very normal. And actually, one additional piece of information I didn't put in the first video was I actually spoke to my wife about it. I said, I don't think this is working because I should feel something, and I'm not feeling anything unusual. And we over the treatment period, we found out that it did not affect us at all. It did not affect our relationship. It did not affect what we could or could not do. And I spoke to my doctor. My doctor asked me how I was feeling. I told him I was feeling good. And he cautioned me about um, being overly paranoid and looking for side effects. And he tested me and could not find anything wrong with me as far as undesired effects go. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you share it with someone. Remember, fight like a Spartan. No surrender, no retreat. Thank you.